My name is Eddie Jones. This is a photocopy of my school ID. And today I will be relating the Florida Stand Your Ground law to criminal law. In the Florida Stand Your Ground law, it's stated on HusseinandWeber.com. It says that a person is is justified in using force, except deadly force, against another to the extent that the person reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or herself or another's against the other's imminent use of unlawful force. However, a person is justified in the use of deadly force and does not have a duty to retreat if he or she is reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another, or to prevent imminent commission of a forcibly felony. Okay, the lady that was sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing a warning shot at her husband because she felt like her life was in danger. It was stated that she had multiple police reports that her husband was abusing her. Okay, if the Florida Stand Your Ground law states that she's able to defend herself if she felt like she would be put at great bodily harm, or whatever the case may be, why would she receive 20 years in prison? Okay, so as it stated, he or she reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. Right there, that justifies her firing a warning shot. I think that could have been it could have been part of the situation or whatever you want to call it, but I don't think that she should have received 20 years because she was only following the rules of the law. This relates to the Trayvon Martin case. The Trayvon Martin case, he used bodily force, as in killing him with a firearm. He stated that his life was at risk, but if you listen to the recordings from the 911 call, the dispatcher basically told him, "Sir, please do not exit your vehicle. We are sending the authorities to assist you." Okay. After he got off his car and took the situation upon his hands himself, as stated that the young boy by the name of Trayvon Martin was killed. I feel like that if he would have listened to the dispatcher, that the young boy could have been still alive today. But instead of that, he took situations into his own hand, and things went haywire. It also says that in the Florida Stand Your Ground law, home protection, use of deadly force, presumption of fear or death or great bodily harm. It says a person is presumed to have held a reasonable fear of imminent peril of death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another when using defensive force that is intended to likely to cause death or great bodily harm if the person against whom the defensive force was used in the process of unlawfully and forcefully entering and had unlawfully and forcibly entered a dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle, or if that a person had removed or was attempting to remove another against the person's will from the dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle. George Zimmerman stated that he saw a young black male taking a shortcut to get to his house. Basically, he was saying that he was trying to protect another house or dwelling from being robbed or anything. But as it was stated that the young man was unarmed and not dangerous. The young guy did die or whatever, but what gave George Zimmerman the right to stand his ground in Florida when it was never his ground to stand. If Trayvon Martin was trying to break in or enter a home forcibly without permission, then I think that would have been more of the persons in the dwelling decision whether to take deadly force. Now, just because you're a part of the neighborhood watch, that means that you are basically you have signed up to a community as a community volunteer to look out for the neighborhood. But as it states in that law, you should not use deadly force or carry a weapon or any sort of that matter. Today, I have related my understanding from the Florida Stand Your Ground law basically to situations that have happened, and I think that the Florida Stand Your Ground law is very biased and it should be revised. Thank you. My name is Eddie Jones, and I hope that I answered this video submission with full detail.